All right, welcome aboard here to TSC Live. Andrew Jupe, along with Ben Grubbs, the big one here tonight. Exciting stuff. 8-5-0 Cup final. I can see the trophy in Old Glory. She hasn't lost a step. Year 5. Didn't pick up any saltwater stains or anything being out there in Pensacola from what I can see here. So hopefully we can bring that home this year. But that's the big storyline out here tonight is the 8-5-0 Cup. Tallahassee with the advantage, of course. We will be going to the aggregate to determine the champion. But they got to take care of business because they've been dropping the ball lately when it comes to battling Pensacola on the return game. Ben, what's got you excited for this action here tonight?
Oh, it's the trophy. No doubt. We want to get it. You'll see it right down there when we cut down to the field. There's a trophy at play tonight, and that's what we're looking forward to. Our first ever trophy. Let's go get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to bring on the 8-5-0 Cup. So, Ben, that's a beautiful segue. I think we should check to it. So, for the audience members who aren't familiar with the 8-5-0 Cup rivalry trophy, that's what we're looking at. It's been dominated here by Pensacola, and like we talked about, largely in part due to being unable to take care of business at home. So that's what we need to do out here tonight. Have not beaten Pensacola in this stadium. The Gene, the fortress, Ben. You got to protect your home. We've been unable to do so. So hopefully we're able to flip that over here tonight because it's kind of a changed narrative from what we've seen in years past, Ben. These aren't a couple of raggedy underdogs that are kind of fighting for scraps and for that last playoff position. The power dynamic has changed, and these are the two top dogs here in the league.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We saw it, with Tallahassee getting that big win on the road at Pensacola. And right now, if you look at the live table, these are the top two dogs in the League of Clubs here in the Gulf Coast Conference. Both teams on 15 points. Pensacola with the slight goal difference edge. They are plus 20. TSC, your Battle Lions, at plus 19. So if Tallahassee wins, even just a 1-0 lead, will get them tied with Pensacola. But who cares about that with the goal difference? We would have more points, and we would have the 8-5-0 Cup.
Absolutely. And like you said, Ben, the Cup is key. That's what you want. That's what you came here to see, or whether you tuned in, whatever, how you may be joining us. So the table is tied, and it is tight. But, of course, for the meantime, since we're going off of the Eastern and Western, while the overall table Pensacola is at the top, we got to go to the points per match, of course, because in case any of the games get canceled, unable to get played, blah, 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 we will go to that. So that's why this one is so important, not only to bring home the hardware, which, of course, selfishly, I think a lot of TSC fans would rather take home the Cup than get the conference championship, if we're being frank. Of course, we shall see how that plays itself out. But if they're able to get this one, whether it's any points out of this one, whether it's a tie, but especially a win, they're completely in the driver's seat to host the first round and host the championship, which would be massive because we've got some developments over on the other side in the West. Union 10 has caught a little heat, and though they haven't played a lot of matches, their points per match are looking slick. So they're jumping up. They've actually jumped GAFA here for the time being, but Pensacola Academy also looming, so you kind of got it seems like it's a 3-horse race out there in the West.
Yeah, absolutely. Union 10, we saw them, we saw them, their women's team. We haven't seen their men's team yet. But yeah, they look to be a very strong outfit with their recent form. Superseding GAFA, which is a little bit surprising if you looked at the early form. And, of course, Pensacola Academy just slowly lurking there in the background. Could we wind up with a Pensacola playoff battle? Who knows? There's so much to play for out in the West.
Yeah, absolutely. That is possible, of course, regardless of how this matches up. And then the more I look at it, I have a feeling that the Academy is going to give them a good run. So, to me, I think the Academy is the number 2, and one of those two should emerge. So we'll see exactly what the playout is, but still a long way to go. So if you're just joining us here and wondering what in the world is the 8-5-0 Cup, first of all, where you been for the last 5 years? But here's the action. So when we originally started to get going a couple years ago, we had 3 teams with the 850 area code. We were kind of like the middle block of the conference. There were teams to our east, teams to our west, and so we had this very unique kind of panhandle throwdown competition. And so we're like, we got with all the other organizations, started the little A50 Cup. So we used to do like a round-robin derby, so it was really wild in the past couple years because you'd be scoreboard watching Pensacola and the Roots, who were based out of Panama City. They're no longer with us, of course, here in the league. But so now it's been condensed to just the Pensacola-Tallahassee showdown, of course. So basically, rivalry derby was 3 teams, now 2 teams here for everybody with an 850 area code.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's a shame we don't have Florida Roots. You miss a little bit of that chaos. You know, that was part of the fun of it, but, you know, it's still fun now. You got the 2 Titans at the other end, at the 2 opposite ends of the 850 area code, Tallahassee and Pensacola. Looks like the Pensacola players are out at their bench as we're now just waiting for Tallahassee to make their dramatic entrance to the Gene.
There you go, as they will. Of course, Pensacola in the all-white here tonight. We'll see what the boys are rocking. And it looks like, ooh, Ben.
It's a blackout.
Nice, beautiful. It's all business. I like the blackout. They said they're going to a funeral. So you wear the black. Respect. As you can see, the boys coming in there at the bottom of the screen just barely as we get ready to get this one rolling. So thanks aboard for coming with us. We should get the radio audience in here shortly as we're in the pregame here for you today. Of course, Tallahassee, Pensacola. Let's do it one more time. National anthem on the way here. So we're going to step aside for that. We're going to pump the audio out on the crowd mic to pick up the national anthem. All right, and there you have it, national anthem off and away. The good guys in all black here today, and the visitors will be in all white. And you say, whoa, that's a little offensive. I'm tuning in from Pensacola. Well, this is a perfect time to issue the trigger warning. Of course, this is a hometown TSC organized and operated. This is for the TSC family, by the TSC family. So we will give respect to Pensacola, but of course, don't get it twisted. This is coming from a Tallahassee Soccer Club perspective, just like you might have for, let's say, the baseball game in the Super Regionals. Tallahassee, they sent some broadcasters on the road to give a hometown broadcast of the game back for their people. That's essentially what we're doing here. And of course, for those of you who may not like the commentary, we're not for everybody. Feel free to hit that mute button. You have the power. You are able to do so, bottom left-hand corner, or just go ahead and drag that volume way, way down. Do your own commentary, whatever. For the time being, this is still a free state, and that's what we're going to operate under here for you today. So, for Natalie Everett, Ben Grubbs, Andrew Jupe, here we go. Starters for your Battle Lions in the back. On the left is going to be Bennett Mitchell. Center backs Dylan Hunter, Jacob Santiago. Right back, Team Jerry. Going to be back on the back line once again. In the midfield, TSC going a little 4-3-3 to start. Luciano Ciafini, he's back, of course, got the suspension with the red card from when we played Pensacola, but he's good to give it another go here today. Joseph Warren, and then, of course, rounding out the midfield, we've got one more that I'm missing, Diego Sanchez. Up top, in the middle. The point man here on the forward is going to be Mirai Sato. And then, of course, on the wings. And this is going to be the key for me, Ben. How do we operate the wings? Danny Chetri, Connor Perry on each side looking to get it going. How do we neutralize this defense? Keep the center backs occupied. Have Boateng, some of those bigger guys on the back line, come out, suck them in. So that way, hey, we got some free runners on the back post to be able to take them out of it and then watch the counterattack. Because Pensacola, as we know, we've seen this movie so many times before here at the Gene. How do we keep them from running wild here on the offensive side? So I think with a little offensive firepower ourselves, we'll help neutralize that. But just to kind of throw it out there, we'll get, I want to get this graphic going, but we're about ready for kickoff here at Gene Cox Stadium. There is really nothing hyperbolic that we can say out here tonight, Ben. This is the biggest deal, of course, here in lower league soccer. I think for many Tallahassee people and the Pensacola people would chuckle at this, but it would prefer the A50 Cup Championship to a conference championship as we're off and away. I like the little cat and mouse Sato playing early against the veteran Lightborn, number 10. He's going to be the control man here for Pensacola. Quick on the attack here is Connor Perry, who's back from injury. Chetri's going to get in there. Joe Warren in the middle of the park. Chetri on the dispossession and clearance here from Pensacola. So Pensacola largely dominant in their effort at home. A lot of shots on frame, some quality attempts, some great saves by Marcos. And admittedly, Tallahassee kind of stole it late, just at the bell to go away and ride off into the sunset with a 1-0 victory. So I like the aggressiveness starting out here for Tallahassee. Go for it, go frontal. Try to take care of business here early. Got to impose our will against a Pensacola squad who dominated large parts of that game out west.
It'll be interesting here to see. Tallahassee knows made this fast start, but obviously we know how dominant Pensacola was. Bit of an early strategy similar to how they played Valdosta. Quick shots out of the wings. We'll see how that continues to play out.
Exactly. So we pass around the back here. It's going to be Santiago and Hunter going around, and, of course, Julian Marcos in between the posts here for the good guys. He's rocking the all-pink keeper jersey. Tallahassee going blackout for the first time this season. Big collision in the middle of the park there. Here, Ribeiro, and, of course, Joe Warren in the middle of there. As we'll have a couple mix-ups here. We got a couple number 8s on the roster for Pensacola, so it'll be interesting how that plays itself out. So if you know who, we're only as good as the information we're provided here.
You got a 50-50 chance. We got 2 number 8s. It's either Pereira or Gravel, so take your pick.
There you go. So swing along the back line. Santiago getting the start here tonight. He's going to play right center back. Of course, with Hunter, been the mainstay back there. Of course, like we said, Tallahassee going with the 4-3-3. Welcome aboard to the radio audience who just piped in here, 93.3 Real Talk Radio. WVFT, of course, partnering up with your Tallahassee Soccer Club for the 2025 season. Tallahassee looking to build some offense here. Long ball coming from Hunter. Down the line, hits Bennett Mitchell. Heads at center about 30 yards from goal. Sato tries to bring it down, but it's going to be taken away here by Pensacola. Gravel's going to play it up to Lightborn. He's the captain. He's been there for quite some time, and he is the ebb and the flow of this Pelicans team. A nice little step over here from Connor Perry. A little bit of control for the Thomas University man into Sato. He's inside the box corner of the 6-yard line, and it's spilled out of play. Last touch by Ribeiro of Pensacola, so it'll be an early Tallahassee corner.
Yeah, great sequence of counterattacks there. Pensacola very nearly had it. Lightborn had a guy over the top, just couldn't get enough mustard on the pass. Tallahassee immediately goes back down that channel and opens it up.
Absolutely. Speaking of mustard, if you're in the stadium listening to this game, which I know a lot of people do, we have the Boy Scouts down there in the concession stands. Of course, hot dog combos, very affordable prices, so make sure you check them out, mustard included. Chetri with some service. It's a right-footed in-swinger. Going back post. Sato gets free. It's going to be spilled out of play. They say last touch by Tallahassee, and excuse me, that was Santiago that was in there. Sato just had so many opportunities over the weekend. It's just like basically anything going back post, it feels like Mirai Sato is going to get on the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. A good attempt there by Santiago. It was, get it to the back post. He was up there, just couldn't quite connect.
So here we go, Pensacola playing it out in the back. On the ground here to start. They're going right to left on your screen in the all-white. For those on the radio, that's going to be south to north geographically that are familiar here with Gene Cox Stadium, affectionately known as the Gene. For the old heads joining us, that is, of course, Capitol Stadium, but it has changed many, many a time over since you were here, and it was Capitol Stadium. They got it all turfed up about 7-8 years ago. Turf's going strong. Direct play from Marcos here, looking for Sato. Also sneaking in there is Sanchez. Long ball's going to bounce through. First action for Ciafini. Warren's going to pick up the pieces. Pressure from him behind. Now Pensacola an opportunity to go if they want. Little 4-on-5, but they'll pass it back and have an opportunity to drop and build out of the back. Flared out here near side of the perimeter. It's Machado. Centering ball. He's also a mainstay here for Pensacola. Challenge from behind from Sato, and it'll be a free kick here for Pensacola just inside 50 yards from goal.
Yeah, Sato, he protested, but typically if you come at a guy from behind, referee's usually going to call a foul on that one.
There you go. He's a Vulcan. He's fiery. They don't make him any other way out there at the University of Hawaii Hilo, Ben. Of course, over on the Big Island. The Japanese nationals been a fantastic addition here to the Battle Lines this season. Tied with Connor Perry for the team lead in goals with 4. It's going to be a spill out to the perimeter here, met nicely by Bennett Mitchell. Connor Perry now getting double teamed. Oh, but able to free this one loose. It's going to be Harry for the keeper. He's coming all the way 30 yards from goal on the sideline and blasts it down the line. Risky business there. Jennings, the keeper. Throw-in is on quickly, deflected out by Perry.
That would have been quite the goal there.
Woo! Boateng getting a piece to it, and Boateng a big center back. He's also been with the program for, I believe this is his 3rd or 4th season that he's been with Pensacola. Of course, a lot of consistency and why you see some great mainstays here for Pensacola. That's kind of where Tallahassee wants to see itself in, I think, a couple years. Having these guys return, and there's a fantastic crop blossoming here in Tallahassee that I think will be just that. The junior, senior talent pool here in the area is fantastic. Definitely up as a whole from years previous. Spilled through in secondary contact, and another free kick here from Pensacola. They're very dangerous on the free kick. 30 yards from goal here. Width-wise, it'll be just outside the 6-yard box here, so very gettable positioning here for Pensacola early.
Yeah, a little step on the foot there that the referee called, and now the first real chance on goal of the day for Pensacola.
There you go. Marcos is going to set up the wall here. He's going 3-man wall. Looks like Sato, Mitchell, Chetri in the wall here. Chetri's going to be half in, half out, as they'll make him back up here. Pretty easy to mark it out here with the football field, so we should be right about the 11-yard line of the football field. And Bennett spills out here. He's going to have to pick up a man mark on the wing, so they're going to go back to a 2-man wall. Marcos makes the adjustment. Everybody's manned up and accounted for. Lightborn in the middle of the park, and a heartbreaker off the crossbar and in. Hits off the bar and off the back of Marcos, and the visitors take the advantage in minute number 8.
Yeah, great free kick, great header, off the crossbar, just unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time for the keeper. Take nothing away from Pensacola. They created a great opportunity, but just unfortunate for Tallahassee on that one. Pensacola leads 1-0.
Yep. Yeah, it's almost like Groundhog's Day, but I feel like I've seen the same movie, same movie that I've been watching for 5 years. And that's how it goes. You give an opportunity, they're in striking distance, get a free runner into the box. I believe it was it Bocce? Was it 22 on the goal scored?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, he had free header in the box. So anytime you get that, quality player is going to finish that off. So just like that, The visitors trying to take a little wind out of the sails of the good guys here, but still a lot of time to play here at the Gene. Just the 9th minute of action. As Tallahassee and Pensacola going at it. Headed out of play. It'll be a Tallahassee throw-in. Chetry thought about going quick, but he'll give it back to Team Jerry here on the sideline. Ref wants to hold it up and back it up. Throw in coming Warren. One touch over into the corner. Spin's going to keep it in. Santiago, quick centering ball. Sanchez centering ball. Jennings on a little bit of a journey out from the keeper. And I think you can tell Jennings is of the adventurous sort, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw it with that big challenge earlier that very nearly cost him. Tallahassee almost got a goal out of it. But, yeah, something for Tallahassee to keep an eye on. If you're going to play these long balls like we've seen earlier, beware the keeper is going to be on them quickly and you'll have to adjust.
Yeah, and I think kind of stylistically that's what we're looking to do here, especially some of your better players are out on the wings, your more dynamic offensive players, not only chasing down the long ball, but create themselves here, Chetry and Perry. Nice through ball by Sato, looking for Chetry, corner of the box. On top of it, here's Gravel. He'll dump it back to Jennings. Pressure coming from Perry on the backside. Now the frontal press is on. Pensacola beats the initial pressure. 20 yards from goal, poke free. Sato, he's got Sanchez in the middle. Goes direct right at Jennings. Fumbles the first one, but able to recover.
Yeah, good little strike. We'll want to look at the replay. I think maybe if he has that one back, he'd want to slip in the guy who was wide open in the middle of the box.
Yeah, Sanchez wanted that one. Of course, nice little aggressive one-time over from Sanchez to keep this play alive in the center of the park. Pensacola going right down Main Street. A touch by Yagi goes wayward, bounces back to Pensacola. Now to Lightbourne, corner of the 18 here. Tallahassee a little bit stretched. Team Jerry, now Chetry tracking back, and a nice little force of the double team here for Pensacola. So if memory serves me right, they got a little bit of a long throw. I think Machado can throw it. So it'll be an opportunity to watch. He's going to get it into Lightbourne, looking to turn. He goes centrally. Now into the box. Yagi, nice step, assertively done by Santiago, but it spills out, still in possession. Spuler now for Pensacola. Secondary effort for Mitchell. Clearing out of danger. He thought it was a Tallahassee throw, but it's going to stay here with Pensacola.
And now we'll see Pensacola has this little spell. Can they establish themselves in the attacking third for the first time?
Throw in. Santiago meets it at the corner of the 6. Will bounce. And the goal scorer, Bachi, trying to get back around on that one, but he'll shield Perry from getting to it. So it'll be a Pensacola throw-in. Pressure on the back line. Here's Perry. Now kind of spilling out. Pensacola going very wide here. They want to try to stretch that back line just for those diagonal runs down the middle of the park here, which they've been effective at early. So something to watch here for our center backs, Ben, as this one is off Santiago and out for a Pensacola corner here on the near side. Corner kick upcoming for the visitors.
Yeah, you could really see, if you replay that sequence there, you could really see how well Pensacola set that up. They played it back, pulled Jerry forward, and then chipped the ball right in behind in the space he just vacated. Good play there from Pensacola, and now they have a corner.
So they're going to go stack here. Corner of the 6-yard box, but about 12 yards out. It's a scramble. 5 players, but to go short, it's all a decoy. Deflection. Marcos up on top of it, able to be in position. He gets a hand to it. It'll be another Pensacola corner, but the spry Argentinian keeper keeping that one out of the back of the net.
Yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye on for Tallahassee on future corners. Don't want a guy getting that open for a shot again.
Right-footed in-swinger Lightbourne on the delivery once again. Header inside the box, sails over. Ribeiro storming through, and already Pensacola showing themselves, as they typically are, very sound on set plays, which is very characteristic of a Dean Logan squad. Of course, the wizard, the enigma, the wind talker. Tallahassee unable to crack Dean Logan here at home. Undefeated at the Gene, 4 all-time matches. Coach Dean Logan, 3 wins and a tie here at the Gene. The best points per match of any coach to play at least 3 matches here at the Gene, including our own JDC. Of course, in year 3, Coach Joel DeCastri. Nice challenge there by Santiago, shoulder to shoulder with the veteran light board. Team Jerry giving pursuit here. Does a good job of cutting it back on Yagi. Now Chetri, opportunity to run. He's got Santiago, Sato coming, but defensively scooped out here by Gravel. Looking to counter through, ball right down Main Street. Marcos out of the box, 20 yards from goal. Left foot, able to get it out of danger. Sanchez will dump it back to the back line of Santiago, and Tallahassee will look to build out there. Flicked onward, looking for Sato, but will find the foot of Boateng. And Pensacola inside the center circle will look to regroup now on their defensive half.
Still good pressure here from Tallahassee despite the early goal.
Indeed. And that's what they need to do. Got to get one back here. Scoring has been the problem against Pensacola.
Well, and Jupe, with this current 1-0 scoreline, obviously it was the mirror result of the away game. So what happens if we if this scoreline holds and we reach 90 minutes?
Yeah, Ben, I didn't want to bring it up because I have yet to get the text back, but I've been told there are procedures because we do want to handle the cup on the field. Wayward ball back. Sato, 30 yards, chip, and a little too much for the Vulcan, and it'll be up over the top for a Pensacola goal kick. But a little blunder on the back line for the Pelicans gives your Battle Lions an opportunity, but just a little too much mustard on that hot dog.
Yeah, it was almost too perfect of an opportunity. Oh, you're wide open on goal. Oh, the goalkeeper slipped and maybe just got in his head a little bit too much, and he tried to chip the keeper, and it just went wide.
So it'll be goal kick here for Pensacola. 16th minute coming to you here on TSC Live. Presented proudly by Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. Of course, cool to see them making a little partnership here with the Ron Vetrano Foundation, a really cool local scholarship organization here helping fund soccer players making the next step here on their journey. Ball out to the perimeter. Perry giving chase to this one. Able to track it down, and it gets tangled up here at the feet of Sato. Pensacola looking to build out of the back. Tallahassee in a little bit of a twisted formation. Could be troublesome if Pensacola gets out of the danger. Good cutoff by Team Jerry. And the Charleston man will dump it back to Santiago. Pressure still on. Good stabbing effort there by Jacob. Able to initially get it out of danger, but this one's bounced back in. Spuler with some one-man press going on here, and it'll be last touch by him out for a Tallahassee throw. So way far out on the other end. Just about a wingspan away from that corner flag. Bennett Mitchell will take the throw-in over there, looking for Ciafini, who's been uncharacteristically quiet here today, kind of in that holding defensive role. He's been trying to just eat up some space. Typically, that's where we would see Lightborn kind of filling in the kind of a facilitator role, as we have a little over the top here from Sanchez, and the referee's going to want to get in on a conference.
The Pensacola players seem to be asking for a yellow card. I think that's a bit much.
Under FIFA rules, you can get a yellow card for asking for a yellow card if you do the hand motion. And, of course, he's going to rule it on Chetri. Chetri wasn't even involved.
Yeah, that's the wrong player.
Chatry picks up a stray. Yeah, he's probably looking for Sanchez. It was number 10 who was involved in the collision, but the referee wanted to talk to number 11, Chetry. Chetry's got the frosted tips, so they really can't mix them up
how do you make that mistake?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do.
Chetry's the most recognizable player on the field.
Yes, which we appreciate it. So short ball here from Marcos anyway, so it'll be 18th minute. So for what it's worth, Chetry's got a warning. As we have a long ball here from Santiago, looking for Sato, who's getting bracketed here by Boateng, as well as Ribeiro. Secondary ball, or actually third ball, is going to fall to Lightborn, and the offside flag is up. Spuler had the hand in the cookie jar.
Been a bit of a chaotic sequence in these past 5 minutes. We'll see if maybe things start to settle down, or maybe they just ramp up from here. It'd be exciting if they ramped up from here. I think we'd all like that. Our audience certainly would.
It definitely has a tend to go that way. It seems to be a favorable style to Pensacola, who has kind of a, for those golf fans, kind of a John Daly feel to them. It's kind of like a grip it and rip it kind of squad. It feels like, of course, probably not so behind the scenes, but gives the appearance there, and they don't mind a little bit of a dogfight, a little street fight. We've seen over the years, no team Tallahassee more familiar with, and vice versa. Of course, these teams combining, this is the 12th all-time match with Pensacola. Of course, a whole mess of ties. 5 ties, 2 Tallahassee wins, 4 Pensacola wins in that span. But Tallahassee still the elusive one, unable to capture that 850 Cup title, and has not beaten Pensacola here at the Gene on the turf. Spun out of it, looking here for Perry. Lightborn now looking to counter for Pensacola. 20th minute. On the way into the attacking third, Pensacola in the TSC half. Through ball. It's going to go to the corner 18, trying to turn it on Santiago. Cuts it back. Dangerous positioning. Spuler gets it on his right foot. Good deflection there by Mitchell. Tracked down by Miranda on the far side. Dumps it back into the mixer, but it'll be too tall. Goes over top of the 18. Here about 20 yards out will be a TSC throw. They want to go quick. Chetri gives it to Santiago. It's going to poke through. An awkward towering ball lands to Pensacola. They've got numbers. TSC does well to hold the line. Deflection, put back out in the mixer. Met well here by Marcos. Defenders clear up the second one, but the third attack is on, and Mitchell will dump it out of play. Another corner kick upcoming here for Pensacola.
And as we've seen so far in this game and historically, a really, really dangerous moment here for Pensacola to potentially make it 2-0. Tallahassee gonna have to be on their P's and Q's here.
Yep, we'll be watching the scoreboard. Of course, the rest of the Eastern Division in play tonight. Valdosta, it's an all Georgia affair. Will battle Sowegans. And then, of course, later on, we got a little Mobile Gulf Coast United matchup. So set play here coming from Pensacola. Hunter in the area, bounces back out for Lightborn, takes a rip at the front post, but wide, will be out for a Tallahassee goal kick.
And much better defending there on that set piece. Good job there from Tallahassee.
Yep, so we're waiting to tune in for these feeds here, Ben, for this action going forward, but seeing nothing. So, can give you no score updates. Allegedly, the Valdosta Sowegans game has started. Scheduled to start, I believe, at 7 here. As you can see down on the ticker. So once we get the score update, we will keep those updated as often as we can do so. I know Valdosta, at least for their game earlier in the season, they had a private YouTube channel that they were streaming to. It was not the NSN, which most of the League for Clubs use. So we'll see if we can't slide in there. And yes, am able to pull it up here. 0-0 still for Valdosta and Sowegans. Officially, per the stream. So I feel good about the update there. Don't have to change anything. Little collision here. Team Jerry and Yagi getting into it.
Just letting him know he's there.
So we have a free kick here. Once again for Pensacola, we know how dangerous they can be. 23rd minute.
We'll see if Chetri gets another talking to.
Yeah. You think maybe he's a target with the tips, Ben? They're just like, this guy, I'm getting after him.
I bet he commits a lot of fouls.
As this one's passed back to Boateng. Machado around the horn. We don't know who this mystery number 8 is. Could be Pereira or it could be Gravel. This one's dumped back. Pensacola trying to tip it around the triangle here. Jerry and Yagi going at it again. Joe Warren does well to track back and pick this one off. Weird deflection goes back in the favor of Tallahassee, but a little bit of a hairy scenario. Will spill on out here to Bennett Mitchell. Has Perry. Tried to thread through. Got past the first defender, but Boateng waiting at the back there. And the big back able to get on top of it. Maybe a handball over on that far side so they can really pick either way.
I think if we can spot a handball from across the field and 2 stories up, I think it's a handball.
If not more, we're probably trending 3 or 4, man, to be honest.
That's true.
The Towery confines here at the Gene. Long ball here. Santiago has Mitchell on the far side. Nice control. Chests it down. Squares it off to Perry. Through ball looking for Sato. Little too much on it. Falls to Pensacola. And Bocce gets it back to Jennings. But one back here. Ooh, crowd doesn't like that one. Santiago going in for a challenge with the header. Free kick going by way of Pensacola. Collision there with 14. Right? Was that 14? I'm not seeing a 14 on our roster here, Ben. No, they're 14.
Oh, they're 14.
Yeah.
No, I don't see a 14. Yeah, some more consternation from the crowd. The temperature is slowly rising out here.
Oh, yeah, as it should be. It's a rivalry game, man, for the cup. For the cup. It should be physical. The crowd should be pissed, / into it, / excited. Everybody involved should be a big part of this, and I'm sure whether you're watching near or far or listening on the radio here, 93.3 WVFT, as Perry gets tumbled to the turf. Ref says, nah, they go to play on. This mystery man, number 14, the man in the mirror in the middle of the park here, 45 yards from goal, will spill it out, looking for some services. Pensacola. It's going to be about waist-high, falls to Lightbourne. He's guarded by Warren, 30 yards from goal. Now through balls at the top of the 18. It's Yagi on Jerry. Good save there from Marcos. That one was going on frame.
Yeah, good job there by Yagi to create his own shot. It was really tightly packed in there, but he managed to get out and find a little space for that shot, and then a great save from Marcos, and now another corner from the dangerous Pensacola.
Yeah, and we talked about Pensacola about on the road. Marcos had a really good game. Of course, that front line for Pensacola was generating a lot of shots, and which was a little unsettling and kind of what made you feel that that game was stolen a little bit by Tallahassee, and I think, honestly, that's kind of a fair assessment. As we have a Sowegans goal out to our north. So Sowegans 1, Valdosta 0, the current score line to our north up in what they call the Azalea City. But also Mobile calls it the Azalea City, so more on that later. Centering ball, dangerous position, was inside the 6-yard box. Good defense here by Chetri. Santiago going back post, and Lightbourne rockets it through the uprights. The field goal is good, but Mikey Mike probably won't feel that way here for the Pelicans.
Yeah, Marcos got really stuck in no man's land on that one. Fortunately, had a covering defender who was able to shield the ball away, and then, yeah, Lightbourne skies it over.
And for those wondering who are trying to keep up with this Valdosta Sowegans game, that is on the Valdosta FC YouTube page, not on the NSN as advertised. So once again, looking for that there. For those of you watching, Valdosta's in the black and Sowegans in the white. Kind of similar to the jersey colors we have here. Of course, Pensacola still going south to north in their all-white kits. Tallahassee in the mean blackout alternate uniforms. And this is the rare situation where you would want to wear the black uniforms. Not overly hot. We're just coming out of a storm, so it's a little bit of a coolness to it, so you can break them out here as opposed to some of those late afternoon games or some sweltering evenings that we have had and will get here in the Tallahassee area.
Yeah, I can think of some of those games earlier in the season that, yeah, definitely would not have wanted to wear all black. And I believe when we were calling some games for the women's team, the Tallahassee Reckoning, the Union 10 were wearing all black at 3 p.m. on a Sunday, and it was not a cool 3 p.m. on a Sunday here in Tallahassee. It was a little toasty. So yeah, definitely the ideal conditions to wear black here tonight.
Absolutely.
Referee being very strict on where throw-ins are taken tonight.
Yeah, it's been a theme here. Notice over the last couple games. So they look to get things organized over on the far side. 29th minute here at Gene Cox Stadium. Thank you for coming aboard, however you may be doing so, whether it's TSC Live, whether it's the National Soccer Network, whether it's radio here, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, WVFT. Thank you, thank you. Shot on target right at Marcos. Slips off the old oven mitts, but luckily he's right there to get in position. And just as we start talking about some of the other fixtures, Ben, Sowegans adds a second, so they're up 2-0 on Valdosta.
The South Georgia Derby going the way of Sowegans.
Yes, it's West versus East down there in the South.
It's rivalry night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a shame we don't have Union 10 and Mobile going tonight as well.
The Battle of the Bay. Yeah, they went the other day. That, of course, was a Union 10 dominated effort. It was either 4-1 or 5-1. The exact score slips my mind.
Ooh, that's going to be, yeah,
Warren,
that's going to be, that should be 2 yellow cards, yeah.
And double, Yagi and Warren. All right, 2 for the price of 1. So, bam, that's the Tallahassee yellow card. That's for our boy, Joe Warren. And that's for the visitors. Yagi picking up a yellow. Of course, we did have somebody get tossed last time these two teams played.
Same referee, too.
Actually, the last 2 times these teams have been played, we've had one team finish the match with 10 men. So, we're right on pace, man. This is
if anything, we're a little behind.
Yeah, perhaps a little behind. That's true. But we shall see. What shall see? Exciting match here as ref looks like he wants a water break. He says, drink it up, boys. It's time. It's time. So just like that, we were taking a water break. So we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors, our proud supporters, of course, headlined by our squad at Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. Affordable financing options. Basically anything you could want, they got it going on. Of course, they're presenting the live stream, so shout out to BCFCU. Visit mybcfcu.com for more information. They can take care of you here, but until then, we'll step aside. Come right on back.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. Minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
All right, and welcome back here at Gene Cox Stadium. Andrew Jute, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action here today. Fun one so far here on TSC Live. The NSN, 93.3 Real Talk Radio. However you may be joining us, some action here today. So, Ben, interesting scoreline we find ourselves with. Somewhat of a mirroring of the previous match, as this one's going to be poked through. Water break is over. Back into it. There's Ciafini turning the corner over on the far side. Of course, Ciafini got double yellow out in Pensacola for this match. Ended up missing the Mobile game. But I'm okay with it. It was involved with the celebration of the Braden Paul, the Wakulla Wunderkind goal, which was the deciding goal. So it's like, I'm cool with that.
And Tallahassee won. They beat Mobile 4-1, so it wasn't too big of a loss in all things considered.
Indeed. So I have it on good authority confirmed because this was a 1-0 match out in Pensacola. Now it's 1-0 here. Both teams with the advantage. If this scoreline holds or Pensacola wins here by 1, the game officially will go in the books as a Pensacola win. But unofficially, the teams want the cup to be decided on the field. So, Ben, fitting, it seems, there is an overtime procedure where the cup will be decided on the field. More details to come later if we need it. But, of course, I have received word officially that the cup will be decided on the field, and that will be determined if a 1-goal victory for Pensacola goes final.
This is why you watch lower league soccer.
There you go.
You watch the Premier League and you have the Manchester Derby and it's 1-0 both ways. We'll just let it be. No, in lower league soccer, we get to play it out for a real win.
No, this is it. This is it. Of course, this is kind of the big ones that are coming through for both of these teams. Is Sanchez a touch inside the box, tried to center it. Spilled out of danger there. Machado, absolute rocket, might have left campus.
Don't know that was entirely necessary, but we play on.
That is all part of the rivalry series. I'm okay with it. I'm here for it. And Tallahassee definitely has done similar on the other side previously. Step here by Hunter. It's going to be picked off. A little bit of opportunity here for Pensacola. Try to put it over the top. Mitchell trying to shield off Spuler. Oh, great little sweep of the leg. Karate Kid Mitchell with the move. Counterattack going to Sanchez, who's thrown down. And it's going to be a free kick for Tallahassee, about 50 yards from their own goal.
Yeah, pretty blatant shove on that one. I don't think the referee had trouble making that call.
Yeah, I don't think he even blew the whistle on that one. Long ball here from Hunter in the area. Chetri. Machado wins it. Centering ball here from Warren. Gets to Ciafini. He's tumbled over. Pensacola now with a stretch here. They got a little 2-on-2 duel going. It's Yagi and Jerry at it again. Of course, the wily vet, Lightborn in the middle. And, Team Jerry comes up victorious. And the Charleston chipper clears it out of danger. Back to Boateng in the center circle on that Gabi Cougar line. Spilled out wide, 40 yards from goal. Diagonal ball into the interior. 25 yards from goal, but Tallahassee wins a couple challenges. But the loose ball popped back out to Pensacola. Crossfield pass now here near side, 45 yards from goal. It's Machado, number 18. Dropped on back, little triangle. Building a little pocket of space here to the mystery man. And both Yagi and Lightborn off. Hand in the cookie jar. So it'll be a TSC free kick on the box. Marcos wants to go. Headed direct. Looking for Sato. A little trippage of legs here. Perry comes all the way near side to try to track this one down. Try to turn out of it is Ribeiro. Perry, an aggressive challenge. As he wants to push this free kick back. Colliding with Ribeiro. And the physicality starting to get amped up here. We're in that ghost corridor, but Ben, that final 10 minutes of the half.
Yeah, it could really play an important factor in how the rest of this game goes. Pensacola, you get that second one right before the half. It could be a real killer for Tallahassee. Versus the other way, Tallahassee chance to flip the script. Who needs these weird overtime rules when you could just win it outright?
I don't know. I'm kind of here for the overtime. It would be fitting of a chaotic kind of frustrating / up and down relationship that we've had Pensacola here. I mean, we've kind of had an off and on fling with Pensacola, Ben. I mean, this is the 12th time we're hooking up together, so it's kind of serious. Near post effort by Yagi. Marcos spills it out here on the near post. Danger dispelled.
Yeah, important he got there because it's tough to tell from this angle, but that could have been sneaking in, and even if it wasn't, Spuler was at the back post ready to go.
Once again, a good effort by Marcos. So now it's Lightborn to give the corner. He's going to go on the center circle, favoring the baseline. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger here from the near side. Pensacola 4 in the box, heavy motion right to Marcos. He'll punch it out 5 yards from goal. Yagi's going to get on top of it. Perry with a physical challenge there. Got lucky he didn't get a call on there. As this one bounces up quarter of the 6, and Lightborn rings the post, and they say last touch by Tallahassee.
Yeah, Hunter doesn't seem to agree that came off the defender, but the referee has disagreed and pointed for a corner.
So 39th minute, another corner, which free kicks have been rather dangerous here for the visitors. Right-footed in-swinger on the way here as we get ready to turn into minute 40. Sato in great position here in the near post of the 6-yard box. Spills the initial one out. Pensacola retreating back, but Yagi able to keep it in position. Centering ball here by Miranda, but Chetri pulls it away. Looking to go back on his left foot and turn out of danger. Does well. Dangerous living, but he does it well. Sato on up to Perry. Nice little through ball. Here's Ciafini. He's got the 2-on-1. He tries to take it to the far side to give himself some avenue. Left-footed shot from 20, just outside the near post. And Luciano almost with one crease in the sheet here. That was just shades off the post. Well done out of the back. And how about the Argentinian tracking that one down, giving us a real shot at it, Ben?
Yeah, really great job on the counterattack there from Tallahassee. They sprung it well. He made sure he was onside just inside the halfway line. But a great covering run by the defender to force the early shot, which was pulled wide.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we're going to get it. If you're going to beat them down the middle, you got to go fast, and then you got to create some space for you because they're bracketing. Sato kind of surging forward is at times feels like the lone striker, so they're really collapsing on him, but gives you some avenues if you got another way. Awkward on the far side here. Luckily, offside flag is up. Spuler is furious over on the far side.
He's going to get a yellow card, too.
Oh, dissent.
I think it's for taking the shot.
He's a naughty boy. Double yellow now here for Pensacola. 2 in the book for the visitors. You can see here Spuler now on one. Yagi also on a yellow card. So number 6 and number 11 for Pensacola. And then, of course, our boy.
Yellow card for the Pensacola coach.
Oh, Dean. He's usually very calm and collected and low-key, but Dean here at the Gene gets a little antsy. He's feeling it. Boateng wins the initial one. Ciafini dumps it back into the cauldron. Sato tried to hit the overlap. Mitchell's there. Perry's also there. Support by Ciafini. Into Sato, 20 yards from goal. Sparring effort with him and Miranda. Clears it out of danger, and now an opportunity for Pensacola to counter. Yagi now on a full sprint. Marcos, 35 yards from goal in fantastic position, calmly deals with it. Secondary ball is going to be won back by Pensacola. A lot of quick touches around the horn. The mystery man, number 14, hits the overlapping Machado. Tries to send it a softball in the park. Yagi, offside flag stays down. Santiago spars with him. Loose ball able to be scooped up by Marcos. 5 yards from the goal line.
Yeah, good passing sequence there. You could see Pensacola creating the triangles, but good covering by the Tallahassee defense.
Half chance now on here for TSC. Quick throw, and it's going to be a physical challenge. They're going to give Miranda the hook here on the shove. And Sanchez, who was the one that should have been issued that warning for the physical play there, continuing to bang bodies there in the middle of the park. As we're just outside the center circle, 50 yards from goal, in between that Godby and Childs logo. For those familiar here with the Gene, little north side, west side, going on for you there. So Ciavini surveying the park. This could be last chance for Tallahassee. 43rd minute service going back post, looking for the dangerous Sato. Sanchez off the volley, but twists it way high. It'll be over the top here in minute 43.
Yeah, that's a tough shot when it's the ball's coming back at you. He's trying to get over it, but he just couldn't get it's a tough one to gauge, and he just got his foot under it.
There you go. So almost the identical timing. Both of these games starting on time up there in Valdosta. Still 2-0 Sowegans, as you can see down in the ticker. Of course, brought to you by Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. Visit mybcfcu.com for more information on all the services they're doing here, both in community partnerships and for you. in North Florida. So once again, glad that BCFCU coming aboard with us here. Proud live stream sponsor of your Tallahassee Soccer Club. 1-0 in favor of the visitors here. Minute 44, creeping towards halftime. This one's going to be centered to Sato. 25 yards from goal is going to be dealt with. Warren wins the second ball. Ciafini now 40 yards from goal. Great bit of control. Shot from 35 will skip in, but Jennings, no problem.
Yeah, that's one. It's bouncing. It sits up just right, and the instinct takes over. Oh, I got to rip this one.
Ooh.
And good shot, but right at the didn't ultimately trouble the goalkeeper.
Speaking of ripping one, Ben, Valdosta gets one back.
Ooh.
Now 2-1 in minute 44 up north of the border for the Georgia Derby.
Could Valdosta mount a comeback and get their first point of the season?
There you go. One more goal. Might be so. Sato is going to chest it down to Chetri. Sanchez in the area. Warren in support. They'll drop it to him. Double drop at midfield for Team Jerry. Switch cross field from right back to left back over for Mitchell. He's 50 yards from goal. Looking for some service. Long diagonal ball. Looking for Sanchez. Going to be sought out here by Ribeiro. Warren will get the second ball. Back out to Mitchell. Right foot on the ground. Calmly swinging around to the Chico State man. Hunter now with some service. Looking for Chetri. Able to keep this one in. Awkward short hop. Sanchez wants another go at the volley. And that one launches all the way back to the back fence. That almost rolled down Trim Road down there, Ben.
Yeah, I think Coach Joel's going to have a few different things to say, as all coaches do at halftime. But
You think Coach Joel's going to have something to say at halftime?
One thing you might mention is, all right, guys, I'm loving the volleys, but they haven't really worked out so far, so maybe we'll want to take a touch, look for the pass first.
Guys, I'm loving the volleys, but I'm also not loving the volleys.
They look cool. Now, can we get some in the goal?
There you go. So long ball here from Miranda. Speaking of volleys, he picks that one out of the sky. Mitchell tracking back to that, and he'll make sure Spuler doesn't get onto the end of that one. So Tallahassee throw. We're now into first half stoppage. Ref looking at his watch. It's not going to be very long now. Mitchell throws it down the line. Warren, short hop, met by Pensacola. Squared down here by Lightborn. Secondary ball is going to be spilled back for Boateng, back by midfield. He'll dump it back into the blender. And now long ball from Warren's going to get into the Pensacola half. Now it's a duel. It's Boateng and Sato. Also in support is Ribeiro. Sato fighting hard back there. And we've got a player down. I don't know if it's for the foul or if it's for the head injury. Of course, that is an emphasis here. Regardless, it's going to be a late throw. And it looks like yellow card issued here to Pensacola. Did not catch the number. I believe it was Ribeiro. And so they're going to wave on the medical staff. Here's the good team from TOC, Tallahassee Orthopedic Clinic. It is number 12. Ribeiro going to get the yellow card, so that would be number 3 here for Pensacola. So the cards are flying.
Yeah, it's getting a little spiky out there. The Pensacola players yelling at the ref, the Tallahassee fans yelling at the Pensacola players, the Pensacola bench yelling at the ref. I'm talking loudly on the microphone.
Yeah, these are all things you want. This is what you want. You don't want a cordial rivalry series. You want it to be gritty. You want some attitude. You want some physicality. The refs, I think, in large part, are letting them play-ish. At least earlier they were. Maybe a little more restrictive here as of late. Ciafini now outside the 18, going back post. Sato had a shot at it, but it's going to tower over the bar. And that'll probably take us to the half and wills. So an exciting finish here as we tighten things up. The visitors, once again, Groundhog's Day for those who have been around the Tallahassee franchise. It's going to be 1-0 to the visitors. We're going to head into the break. Half time upon us here at the Gene. Ben, first half thoughts?
Yeah, overall a pretty even first half. Both teams have had some really good chances. Pensacola so far the only of the two sides to take advantage so far on a great set piece. And they were looking really deadly from those early on. But Tallahassee adjusted. Pensacola hasn't threatened as much with the ensuing set pieces. some really good chances at goal for Tallahassee. A one-on-one with the keeper that went wide, and then another one where you've taken a shot, maybe would have rather passed it to the player inside. So the chances have been there for Tallahassee, but so far, Pensacola, the only side so far to find the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like we've seen this movie here before. Of course, the visitors with the 1-0 advantage. As it would go right now, that would take us into this wild overtime situation if current results were to hold. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see the developments there as we go for this one. But, of course, we've still got so much more soccer to go here, and hopefully so much more excitement going down here from Gene Cox Stadium. 1-0 to the visitors, Ben. This is going to make the title race pretty interesting. More to come on that as we head towards the break. Of course, the action brought to you by BCFCU. Of course, Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. Visit my BCFCU for financial information and more on that. They got good stuff going on. They're here to help you, partnering by the Battle Lions. So that's kind of a good check, a good vibe check, as the kids would say, Ben. I don't say that because I'm old, but they passed the vibe check. So check them out. You'll see a little QR code. The easiest way to be hit that, mybcfcu.com. Andrew Duke, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett, come right on back. On the other side of the break, we're about 12 minutes away from second half kick.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. Minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, Our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. A minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. Minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here from TSC Live. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action today. The visitors, the bad guys, boo, up 1-0 here at the break. Ben, thoughts on the first half action?
Yeah, pretty even first half. Pensacola obviously getting the better of it. They took advantage of the set piece. Tallahassee's had a couple opportunities, but just couldn't put it away. Still all to play for in this second half, and potentially even further than the second half.
Yeah, hopefully we won't have to decide it that way. But, of course, Tallahassee with the 1-0 win over there out to our west. So if Pensacola wins by 1, we have been informed on good authority, though it will go down a regular season result as a win for Pensacola. We're headed for some extracurricular activity. So we'll wait. We'll hold that off here for the time being. But, of course, the Batchy ninth minute goal, the only difference out here today here from Pensacola. Back and forth. What'd you think of the flow here from TSC's perspective? How do you feel about how they're going at it right now?
I like what they're doing. You know, it's very easy when you go down a goal. They could easily have lost momentum and bunkered back. No, they've stayed on the attack. Their best scoring opportunities came after the goal, so I'm confident they can get it done. Yeah,
that's them. We're going to have to keep shooting. So really didn't generate a lot of quality chances out in Pensacola. So going to have to stay on it. And so some of them may go wayward. We see some flips over the bar, the crossbar, out of the compound. That one almost went down Tram Road down here in southern Tallahassee. But I think that's kind of the mentality we need to go. I like the play from Chetri and Perry on the wings. We talked about that being a point of emphasis. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit, I don't want to say reductive, but they're really covering up Sato. They're really bracketing him, so the direct play to him isn't really working. So I think the wings is kind of our move, and then just the width defensively. I think Pensacola is really emphasizing the width. So if we go out and stretch it wide, they're hitting those diagonal runs down the middle, which I think formationally is what they want to do anyways. So just kind of that flow. I think Marcos is having a really good half. The heartbreaker, because he was in position to make the save, it goes right by him off the crossbar, so it would have bounced out, but it hit him in the back and rolled in. So, of course, credit to Backy for the head attempt here off the free kick, but heartbreaker. I know the Argentinian will be a little frustrated with that one, but I think he's playing well.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how they'll score that one. We scored it as a bocce goal. Will the league rule it an own goal? I don't know.
The league loves to do own goals, so I feel like they'll go own goal there at least. Well, a lot from what we've seen from lower league is they'll do own goal, but I think, the credit goes to Batchy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He put it on frame, so it's like I'm inclined to give it the credit.
Yeah.
It's not like Marcos turned around. It's just like, oh, our open goal, bam, like punch it in there. Like, that's not what we're doing here. So that's a conversation for another day. But let's go ahead and get it rolling here. We have some updates as we switch cameras, and I awkwardly hold this pause as we fade on over. Of course, pulling double duty tonight, Mr. Engineer and Mr. Annoying play-by-play man for those Pensacola people, Ben. But you said we were having some feedback from the chat, as they always do. some feedback here for us, which we appreciate.
Yeah, first of all, want to give out a shout out to Trent Young, my predecessor. Thank you, sir. And also,
Trent's basically your dad as far as the color commentary goes for TSC Live here, Ben, for what it's worth.
Well, in that case, thank you, Dad. Always been there for me.
Yes.
And also a shout out to R, just the letter R in the chat, who informed us that Gravel is number 14 on the original roster we were given by Pensacola. We had two number 8s. So the number 8 you see on the field is Pereira, and number 14 is Gravel.
Excellent. So thank you. See, you give the power to the people, and sometimes the people reward you. So as we get ready to hit this for you here today, second half upcoming. Of course, 2-1 north of the border. Sowegans was up 2-0, so a little bit of a wild twist. All 4 teams in the East playing here tonight, so we'll see. Will one of those teams give a challenge here to the big dogs? Of course, Pensacola and your Tallahassee Battle Lions going forward here, because it's been largely dominated here so far by the two of us. And I think it's going to be a real uphill battle for one of those squads to kind of wedge themselves in there, at least for this season, to make some moves. I'm hoping we get some more teams in here. We get this thing bolstered up to 11, 12 teams, so we can go full, maybe 6-6 each side. We can get a full slate, 10 game with no triple repeats. I mean, because we got the third date with Sowegans coming up. We got the third date with Valdosta coming up. So, but that's a conversation for another day. But do like the situation we got going here with the new league. Also want to remind you, issue, once again, the trigger warning. This is a hometown broadcast like you would see for your collegiate baseball or football teams. They have their broadcast, especially for their people. This is TSC organized. This is TSC targeted. So while we will give respect to Pensacola and the squad here, if you're getting annoyed with me, Ben, or anything else that's coming into the broadcast, you have the power. Use your agency. Hit that mute button. You can take care of it all yourself. I mean, of course, you also have the opportunity to complain in the chat, which people love to do. So either way, but you're not forced to listen to it, is what I'm getting at here. We got a great high definition. We had this internet drop out here at the stadium, so we're using the old hotspot. We're going the Southern States method. So hopefully we'll get to play out here as we start half number 2, the A50 Cup, the big one, the elusive one, the Cup of Cups, the game of games, and Pensacola with the advantage here at the Gene. They'll go on the offensive, going from left to right here. They're in all white. Tallahassee, your boys, in all black, going right to left. That's south to north geographically. Of course, for those of you tuning in with us, thank you for coming aboard. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action here today, whether you're on TSC Live, NSN, or locally here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Thank you for coming aboard. Shout out to you. Shout out to Trent and the rest of the people in the chat. Of course, big love for our guy, Trent Young. Of course, loves himself some 850 Cup. So glad he's watching from afar. He's out of town doing big things. Dropped off here. It's going to be picked off by Pensacola. Joe Warren stepping up here to pick up the pieces. We're looking over the roster here quickly. We take a survey, and no changes here for Tallahassee substitution-wise. A little bit of a tough clearance here by Hunter. Lightborn's going to hunt this one down. And the vet trying to backtrack, and the Chico State man does really well to turn out of it and clear the initial danger, though it will be a throw-in here for Pensacola on the near side.
Yeah, good fast physical start here from Pensacola.
And so they're off and running here once again. We know that's Pereira, thanks to the chat. Off and rolling here. Mitchell tried to thread it through to Sato. This one's going to be spilled out. I believe that's Miranda, number 5, here for Pensacola. So we're cycling around. There's Machado. There is Gravel, Boateng. Of course, there's Batchy, the goal scorer from the 9th minute. Yagi over there on the left, Lightborn in the middle, Spuler up top. So it looks like, unless I missed one, there have been no changes for Pensacola either.
I don't believe so, no.
Same 22 dudes going now 48 minutes plus here. Of course, we had the couple minutes stoppage time. Jerry gets hooked, and it's going to be a free kick here for Tallahassee. It was on the challenge. It's going to be Gravel, who we newly figured out was number 14. Thanks once again to the chat. Long ball going Perry here near side. Controls it with the outside of the right. And the Welshman trying to find the delivery. 3 battle lines in the box service going to the back. He's got Chetry in the area. Chested down by Machado. Secondary ball by Sanchez. He's decleated. Referee says play on. Ciaffini to his teammate Chetry in the Mount St. Mary's connection. A dangerous opportunity, but will spill out just wide of the far post. It'll be a Pensacola goal kick.
Yeah, good passing sequence there from Tallahassee, and Chetry's feet just deserted him at the crucial moment, unfortunately.
This will be a goal kick here for Jennings. He's a little bit of a wild one. It reminds me of a couple goalkeepers from Tallahassee past, especially from a couple seasons ago from Thomas University. Had a couple wild boys between the pipes, like to get out there in the field, cause some commotion. Dropped on back here to the back line for Tallahassee in their defensive half, about 50 yards from goal. Out to Mitchell. And a lot of spin on that one will roll over Mitchell's foot, and it'll be out for a Pensacola throw here at midfield. Work it around the triangle. Pereira trying to spin out of this one. Hunter will mean it well, 40 yards from goal. Long ball by way of Tallahassee. Sato, great flick onwards. Connor Perry, 30 yards from goal. Bearing down on the 18. Oh, challenge from behind! And that's going to be in the pocket. Boateng is in the book with yellow, and he's lucky that he was in the area of the box, but not inside the box.
Also lucky he had some covering defenders, as we saw in
had the
Mobile
bailout
game. That was a red card a couple weeks ago.
Yep, and I think to the point they did have the defender there, so I don't know that I'm necessarily looking for red personally.
Oh no, there were, to my recollection, they were covering defenders. That was a yellow card, but not a red.
For sure. So Sanchez will be on top of this one, and the way Sanchez is lining up, I don't think he has any intent to pass.
Oh no.
Chetry's going to go over it here just for optics. Chetry does have a nice left foot, though, so still on the table. 4-man wall for Pensacola. Lightborn is kind of playing free safety in case we go a little wayward here. Sanchez on frame, and it's tipped over the bar. Jennings had to save that one. Great attempt here from Sanchez from 20 yards out.
Really had just the right amount of dip on it. I think that one was going to slip just under the bar. Great save, though, from Jennings. And now Tallahassee has a corner.
So Chetry is going to go right-footed in swinger here from the near side. 50th minute, the visitors with the 1-0 advantage. 5 battle lines in the box. Sato is guarding Jennings, the keeper. Almost gets home here with Hunter, but it's going to be spilled out by Jennings. On top of it now is Gravel. Pensacola, if they want to go long, they can play direct and try to counter. Oh, no, it spills out. This is trouble for Tallahassee. Spuler, really heavy touch. Team Jerry on the horse. The Charleston chipper, he's probably going to get in the book for that. No ball won there for Jerry, and yellow card here for Tallahassee.
Yeah, I think Jerry would like to have that one back. He's going into the corner. Not really a threat there in that spot. If he has that one to do again, I think he'd rather just establish a good defensive position and hold him up while his covering defenders come in.
Gives Pensacola another free kick opportunity, which you don't like to do. Lightborn here is about 15 yards from goal depth-wise, but of course it's way out of bounds here at the football. So Chetry will be 1-man now, 2-man wall, Chetry and Mitchell. So we have 5 Pelicans in the box, 2 looming up top. A little bit of a zonal look looking here for Tallahassee. Perry's going to backtrack and try to pick up Miranda at the top to try to minimize the number game. Service is going near post, really awkward to deal with. Cleared off the line initially. Great positioning there. I believe it was Santiago, first man to it. Secondary ball, Jerry clears it. Shot attempt, Marcos with the save to his right. Beautiful combination play there from Tallahassee. Marcos, Santiago, keeping Pensacola from doubling the delight. Absolutely had to have it. Very dangerous sequence here for the Pelicans.
Yeah, I think as the color commentator, I'm supposed to offer some sort of insightful analysis. All I can really say on that one is chaos.
Yes,
pinball.
Chaos will prevail. So free kick corner kick, over on the far side. Right-footed in-swinger coming here from Lightboard. Minute 52, it's going back post. Met well by Sanchez. Pops out to Miranda. Connor Perry coming back to track this one. Ref says play on the flop. Sanchez looking for a better clearance. He clips it out of play. Ciaffini was ready to launch into the counterattack there. Of course, uncharacteristically so, we talked about Ciaffini kind of falling in that defensive, almost like a black hole back there. as a shot to the face here on Sanchez. Ciafini stepping up there. Ref says play on. Centering ball is going to be gravel. Met well here by Santiago. Chetri able to collect it. And nice little overlapping run if Team Jerry can get to it, but a little too strong for the Charleston chipper. Going to be out for a Pensacola throw. Centering ball going here. Jerry steps up to it. One here by Santiago, who's been a busy man here the first 8 minutes of the second half. Long ball over the top. Yagi and Jerry going at it again. Marcos and sliding effort. Santiago tries to get behind it and scoop it, but unable to. And the visitors go up to nil. Yagi is going to get in here in minute 53.
Yeah, nice ball over the top. Good finish there by Yagi. Goalkeeper caught in no man's land, and some Pensacola players have decided to come over and taunt the Tallahassee bench.
As they do. 2-0 here as they have the advantage. Of course, current standings would, by this scoreline, if results hold, give Pensacola the cup. So, of course, 2-0 the scoreline here. Largest deficit of the season here for Tallahassee. First deficit of the season, I believe. Here, this is the big one. Of course, the top two dogs in the Eastern Division, the Gulf Coast Conference, going after it. And now a little bit of a deficit. So a couple storylines here at play. These two teams jostling at the top of the table. So Pensacola would stave off Tallahassee if they're able to get the win. If they're able to split it, it would, of course, potentially set up a one tiebreaker situation if Tallahassee can get one back for the cup. But then, of course, you think about standing priority. You think about potentially, you would assume these teams will have a collision course for the conference championship. But whoever gets second place in the East is going to have to go on the road, which is looking like potentially Mississippi or Alabama road trip, depending on how things shape out in the West. But here for the short time, still tons of time to play here. We got about 40 minutes if you're factoring in stoppage time here. But the visitors' goals in minute 9 and 53 with the 2-0 advantage. Taken down over on the far side, Sanchez is getting a face full of turf, and now this looks like Pereira is in the book, number 8, the official number 8. So the cards are flying now.
Yeah, easy yellow card there for the referee, Pereira. The ball had gotten away from him, and he just lashed out with his studs up.
So, of course, everybody's kind of accumulating here, so this puts a lot of players in danger. Here, going down to 10 men would definitely change the dynamic, which has happened to Tallahassee the last 2 times that these clubs have played. Of course, the first match over in Pensacola on Ciafini, and then, of course, the red card over here, the second match from last year's game. Sato now in the box. 6 yards depth-wise. Boateng will clear it off the line. Secondary ball coming here for Hunter. Try to dump it back into the mixer. Sanchez in the area. He goes into a battle with Boateng. And the collision here will go by way of Pensacola. Boateng doesn't like that one. Sanchez, another challenge.
Yeah, Jennings had to come out there and say, calm down, buddy. We got the lead. Let's not make any rash decisions.
As we believe Boateng is one of those players working on yellow. Of course, with that sliding effort that set up the free kick. So, of course, one-man pressure being put on by Sato. Secondary kind of falling into place here for Tallahassee, though not super assertive pressure, but the pick away will come. And they say a little arm action here from Sato, leveraging his player with his hands, so it'll set up a Pensacola free kick.
Referee unmoved by the Tallahassee protestations.
Residing.
Not sure that I've seen too many referees overturn a decision.
Yep. Yep, especially in the lower leagues, which we are miles, eons, it seems, away from any kind of replay or VAR or any kind of situation like that. And thank goodness we got enough problems down here in lower league. We don't need any of that mess. Long ball here from Jennings, and the keeper's playing a little pass and go here. Dumps this one off to Santiago. Long ball looking for Sanchez. He's been quite the aggressor here today. He's loving this rivalry series. His first season in the midst of the 850 Cup. Shot from distance. Off the corner. Upper 90. Almost kisses in. Gravel from distance about 40 yards out. Tallahassee lucky that's not 3-0.
Yeah, they really are.
That was so close.
Yeah, the goalkeeper, Marcos, he played it casual. I thought, oh, it's going wide, and then just all of a sudden it's off the post.
Well, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not going to catch it, so it really doesn't matter. So it's actually better that he doesn't, like, rush up on and accidentally knock it in, or he's able to handle the second ball.
Yeah, absolutely right. And now a little spell of possession here for Tallahassee. Hopefully they can spend a little bit of a chaotic sequence here. Now they can have a chance to get their foot on the ball. Unfortunately, that one goes out of play. But, down 2-0, Tallahassee is going to really have to start pushing forward. And hopefully they can get good possession going in the attacking third here and create some more chances.
Yeah, it was a nice ball here by Ciafini. A little cross-continental pass there as the Argentinian tries to hit the Welshman down here on the near side. Pensacola with a little spell of possession here. 59th minute from Gene Cox Stadium on TSC Live, NSN, and 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Collision over on the far side with Santiago. And I believe it's Yagi. Is that 11? No, sorry, it's Gravel, 14, the one who just had the long shot attempt. No cards issue. Oh, no, it is a card. Just kidding. Santiago, 'tis the season.
Yeah, I don't know about that particular yellow card. The one earlier, I was fine with. There was some leaving the feet, some little bit of launching action. This one just kind of looked like a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. A foul, but I don't know if I'd go as far as a yellow card.
It might be a build-up.
That's true.
And this might be kind of an accumulation situation here for Santiago. I mean, I think he's been playing really well here this second half. A lot of physical challenges. I mean, you got it. If you're a center back in a rivalry game against an aggressive team, you got to eat a yellow every now and then. But now you got to be careful not to pick up yellow number 2. So pressing the back line, it's going to be 4 Pensacola players on that line. Chip over the top, near post. Gravel getting a foot to it. Marcos in the area, able to protect frame as this one spills wide. 60th minute. And Pensacola on the front foot here, looking for strike 3. Of course, the scoreline from last year. Substitution coming here for Pensacola. It's going to be Carson Hickok. He's a long-time veteran of this squad. He's going to come in for 18 Machado. And if it's a clean substitution, which I'm not sure that it will be, but all that to be said, Machado taking a seat here with some sage words from Coach Dean. So, yep, looks like it is clean. So Hickok's going to go over on that left-hand side. This one's squared out here to Mitchell. Now to Sato, who's sucking back in down towards midfield. Chip over the top, looking for Perry on the wing. Boateng in pursuit. Towering ball in the clearance. Falls 45 yards from goal. Cycling in, it's going to be taken away. Santiago, physical challenge. Sato tried to knife it through here to Perry. Nice step by Bennett Mitchell. Spuler will be hounding him. It'll be out for a Tallahassee throw. 2 balls on the field. Referee will hold this one up. And the former Leon Lyon to the ball boy said, go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We got to roll. But able to take a little breath here, see if we can recollect. Pass on the turf. Crossfield pass from Hunter to Jerry. Now to Santiago. Back to Jerry over on the far side. Nice through ball here to Warren. Filling that pocket of space. Pops up on him, but a nice little half volley here to Chetri over on the far side. He's able to keep it in play. Drops it off to Perry, who's all the way over on the right side of the formation. Small ball to Chetri. Offside flag stays down. A little bit of individual class from Chetri, but it was tough to get out of that triangle as he was surrounded by 3 Pensacola Pelicans. Santiago squares it back to Marcos, all the way back to the Tallahassee goalkeeper, 30 yards from goal. Long ball from the man in pink, looking for Perry over on the far side. Little friendly fire between Mitchell and Perry as they collide. And it looks like Perry got a little bit of a Charlie horse. Hoping he's okay as he's trying to stage off the injury bug here that he's had the last couple weeks. He's probably playing hurt. as a lot of these guys are at this point in the season. The summer ball is cruel, a real turn and burn operation. A lot of games in not a lot of time. Sato's going to flick this one on from Warren. Perry does well to keep it in play. And now Sato over the top. Sanchez, he's still on. Flag goes up. Looked like Sato was clean. Interesting. Don't really think the attack was amounting to anything anyways, as this one was going toward the end line, but for what it's worth, looked like the defender towards the center of the park, I believe that was Piera, was keeping Sato on. Regardless, Jennings with the long ball. The keeper here for Pensacola gets through to the front line. Lightborn 30 yards from goal. Marcos will come all the way out to the corner of the 18. Scoop this up, minute 64.
Nice
Long throw from the Mount St. Mary's man to his Mountaineer teammate, Danny Chetri. Squares it off to Ciafini, and the Mount St. Mary's puzzle is now complete. All three players with touches there. The bingo card, if you had 64th minute for the 1-2-3 sequence of the Mountaineers, then you are tonight's winner. Ciafini with the header back centrally. Perry's all the way on the interior. Good bit of control. Tried to go through there to Sanchez. A little too heavy there. Ciafini's going to backtrack that. Spuler cuts back against the grain. Warren tries to clear, but Spuler eats it and maintains possession. Long ball here. Was trying to get enough on it, and Marcos will take the long way to control that one as we cascade into minute 65. Visitors up by 2. So, of course, you look at the live table. This would keep Pensacola top of the table, and it would give them now 3-goal advantage here on Tallahassee on the goal differential. Oh, a little Karate Kid sweep of the leg there as Mitchell gets decleated, and that's on the goal scorer from the first half, Batchy, number 22. And it looks like he's going to get in the book. Are we just getting talking to? No more. All right. This would be a free kick here, 50 yards out of play if we were playing football, but of course we're using the black lines here on the turf. For American football, we'll use the white lines. Long ball direct right to Sato, puts it on his left shoulder. Unfortunately, no support, and it'll spill back to Jennings as he plays a little cat and mouse there with Sanchez.
And Jupe, an important question that I think our viewers may be having. Obviously, we talked about it 1-0. That would necessitate some maybe some penalty kicks.
Overtime shenanigans.
But if Tallahassee were to get a goal and it's 2-1, so it's 2-2 on aggregate.
Right.
Would away goals take effect, or would we go straight to penalties?
They're not playing around with away goals. Yeah, none of that garbage. So that's the whole thing with the overtime. So whether it's 2-1, 7-6, 10-9, 3-2, it's not going to make a difference. If it's a 1-goal advantage, we will initiate overtime protocol. But if current results stand, Pensacola would win the cup outright. They're on goal differential. Throwing on the far side for Tallahassee, but we have a substitution here for Pensacola. Pampolini, number 23, going to come in here. And he's headed towards the back. Nobody coming off the field unless Yagi's going to take the long way around. He's going to slow roll it. So it looks like an offense for defense substitution here. Yagi on the front line will be sitting back in here for Pampolini, number 23, who looks like they will fall back into a full-blown 4-4-2 here for Pensacola. Sanchez able to get on that one, but Boateng's long legs able to go on the clearance. Here's the new substitute with a touch. A little 1-2 here. Gravel and Pampolini spilled out. Chetri does well to track back for that one. Jerry lets it go here to Santiago. Squared ball back to Jerry. Around the horn to Chetri. Dropped all the way back. Crossfield pass here to Hunter. Dealt with well. Little pressure by Piera. And it's going to be back on out to Team Jerry. 50 yards from goal here on the Tallahassee half. Tried to thread it through was Sato, but it'll be cut off by the defense. And a little counterattack brewing here for Pensacola. Great step by Hunter. Old reliable here from Chico State in the middle of the park. Now it's Pensacola with the takeaway. They're on the counterattack. They're 30 yards from goal. It's way wide, but they have 3 players in the area. Good win by Mitchell in the box. Hunter, a little chip over the top. Secondary ball is able to clean up. Bounces to Chetri. It's a half chance for Tallahassee, but the defense deals with it well here for Pensacola. Hickok, one of the second half substitutes in on that one. Minute 68, it'll spill out for Pensacola throw. Over on the far side in their attacking half.
Hunter went down just off screen, but now he's getting back to his feet for the long jog back to the defensive line.
It looks like he's in pain wearing that one. Putting in a lot of minutes here for TSC.
Yeah, he's still feeling it.
I think unofficially he's the minute leader, and that's a handsy challenge. That's got to be at least yellow.
And it will be. And that's his second, is it not?
I believe if our score booking is correct, it's going to be on Ribeiro, which I think should be his second.
Yeah, the referee's got the red card out.
So it's going to be double yellow on Ribeiro, and his night is over. So that makes 3 in a row. Tallahassee, Pensacola will finish with 10 men for the 3rd consecutive time.
You can hear the cheers from the crowd. They're sensing the momentum possibly turning towards Tallahassee.
You'd hope so.
Coach Joel in discussion with his assistants. It looks like Mason down there that he's chatting with. Potential change in strategy now with the man advantage.
Oh, sorry, that is not a Tallahassee card. Pensacola red card. There we go. As Ribeiro gets the hook for the handsy challenge. Double yellow, and that will be a suspension for the next game as well. So as we take a look here at the schedule, as we get some cheers for the crowd, they're trying to turn it up. Like, let's go. Let's give these boys some juice. They're playing GAFA. Oh, playing GAFA over the weekend. Or next weekend, excuse me. They've got a week off here. So they'll be able to rest the bodies, but as far as personnel, Ribeiro will not be able to play in the GAFA game. So Pensacola with 10, but that 2-0 advantage makes the plot a little more interesting here when we're talking about the battle for the cup. Ben.
Yeah, it really does. And now with this water break, a good chance for both coaches to talk to their teams, get a change in strategy. I think some Tallahassee fans are a little less than enthused about the timing of this water break. Would like to go ahead and snatch the momentum now while it's with Tallahassee. But still a good chance. You see Coach Joel down there and the other coaches talking to the players, hopefully cooking up a little scheme, a little new tactical switch that's going to win us this 850 Cup.
There you go, and I think part of that's going to start with Branley Guay as he's ready to come in, the substitute, the big man wearing 23 here tonight. So typically Guay is going to be an offensive sub, and it looks like the Wakulla Wonderkin also going to come into the park. So Braden Paul, the goal scorer, out in Pensacola. Braden Paul is in for Chetri, so that'll probably be a clean sub up front. And then we also have Way on the way in. That will also probably be an offensive sub, but it looks like we're going to hold off on a little bit to our next break. Evidently, they had to clean up the paperwork, so they had the paperwork in first for Paul. Paul in for Chetri. Good effort here by Chetri.
Little gamesmanship here by Ribeiro. He had the entire water break to get off the field, and he's still making his way off.
I mean, he can't get another card.
Yeah, might as well take your time. They're not going to give you 3.
Yeah, I mean,
I've only seen 3 yellow cards once in a game, and the ref that was in I think it was the 2006 World Cup, and he I don't think he refereed again after that.
Yeah. A slow roll here and not making many friends here in the capital.
Coach Joel being very sporting and going up to him.
The beautiful game.
Never ceases to entertain.
And I don't care what they say. It's better down here in the lower leagues. You'll never convince me otherwise. Guay in for Warren. So Warren was settling into a little bit of a defensive, so I think you'll see the turn up going as Guay will go on a more offensive spree here. Long ball from Marcos will hit Sato. Tried to redirect it centrally, but it'll skip out here for play.
Need to get one of those balls off the field. Can't have two on the field, just need one.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Tallahassee down by a deuce here at home. Pensacola now down to 10 men, though. So a twist in the plot here for the 850 Cup for top of the table, for leader in the East, overall #1 seed. The big dogs here of the Gulf Coast Conference giving you a showcase on the second leg. Great takeaway by Ciafini. Long ball looking for Paul, but it'd be headed back here to Jennings. And Paul was a great spark when he came in on the road late, hoping to go with another super sub situation. Here he's going to spill out on the right-hand side. And so it looks like Connor Perry will come over here and be left. So it looks like Sanchez has taken an offensive directive here out of the midfield. So it's almost like 3.5 up top here for Tallahassee. Or no, my mistake. It looks like Paul's going to settle into the midfield. They'll send Sanchez up top. That's my mistake. Threading through, a little offensive spell there. Going to be headed initially by Santiago. He's been very busy in half number 2. Way getting his first action. He's going to pursue the back line. He's got fresh legs. This one squirts through to Bacci. If he's able to save it, looks like he was. They'll say play on.
Good save.
Mitchell, square here to Perry. Has Way, and then also tries to trot, but the Pensacola press is coming on this one. Shielding effort there by Peria. And this will be out of play. Tallahassee, Mitchell wants to go. Long throw is going to hit Sanchez. Looks like Machado or Miranda got a hand to it. They say play on. Spilled on out to Paul. Trying to get on the end of this one. Good save by Paul on the far side. And then Wakula Wonderkin centering back. Way at the top of the box. 25 yards from goal. Squares it off to the other side. Corner of the 18. Mitchell tries to one-time it, but overcut it just a little bit, and the turf eats that one. Pensacola will recover and look to build out of the back. 40 yards from goal. And this one's going to be a clipped up here. Collision there between Pereira and Ciafini, who I think the referee staff remembers Ciafini from a couple weeks ago.
I think they might.
Maybe a little bit. That's the thing. You got the same people. This is a closed circuit. There's not a lot of fresh bodies getting into the rotation, so you got to think long-term here when you're going. You're seeing these faces. We've seen this, at least 2 of this referee crew already 3 times here this season at home, and this is, what, the 4th home game?
Mm-hmm.
As we have a hold-up, ref wants to talk to the new substitute, Pampolini.
Yeah, Pampolini had a little shove there for Sato. Referee giving me a little talking to.
No mas. 76 minutes. And this is all part of the gamesmanship, right?
Oh, yeah, every rivalry's got it.
And, of course, they want to try to milk every interaction. Is this long ball Marcos, Lightborn in the area, offside flag going up on the team captain.
Yeah, you're going to see Tallahassee doing everything as fast as humanly possible, and Pensacola moving at a snail's pace wherever they can.
Thus
They've
is the battle of attrition the rest of the way.
Yeah, they've got the pelican on their logo, but it might be a snail by the end of the night.
Yep.
That's how these affairs tend to go.
It's rolling that way. Still 2-1. So Valdosta, an opportunity, first point or points of the season, as we have Sato going to take a seat, and the youngster, Elistine, is in. So Caleb Elistine, the Rickards Radar, in here for Sato. Over the top, direct play. Ciafini looking for Perry. Scoop down. Ciafini's going to step into this one. He's definitely taking more of an offensive role, and Sanchez a chop at that one. And he says, sorry, guys. Gives a couple waves to the crowd. He's like, I know. Should have brought that one down.
Yeah, after that shot, I looked down at Coach Joel, and he just had that, let's calm it down. Let's take our breath here. We still got plenty of time here. We got the man advantage.
Easy, buddy.
And, we don't necessarily have to win this game in regular time. We just need one goal, and this goes to penalties. So there's no need to panic just yet.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Joel wants 2 more.
Absolutely.
He might say, if we go to that result, post-game, he might say that he's okay. But I know, haven't had enough conversations with JDC. I know that 1 isn't enough at this juncture. And we're getting pretty late. 15 and change to go here. Final 6th of the match. We're getting down to the corridor of chaos as Paul comes back to this one, takes a leg chop, swims through, and they say this one got ball. And it looks like the guy who tried to take Paul down pulled his groin as Miranda hurt himself in the process of trying to take Paul down. So it'll be a free kick over on the far side, and the complaints from both squads getting more frequent and more common, and the ref getting some more face time here.
Yeah, as if he hasn't gotten enough face time already with all the players getting up in his face after every call.
Yeah, it's wild, the amount of cards we have. I think unofficially we have 11 or 12 that we've been able to keep up with here. Not counting the red. Add another one if you count the double yellow as a red, which technically it was a 3-card affair. As we have the injured player, Machado here. Tallahassee Miranda, good catch. Yeah, Machado has been subbed out. Number 18, number 5 is the one that's injured. It looks like we have a new substitute. Kamara looking to come into play. He's a familiar face for Pensacola. Seen him a number of times here through the years. I was wondering if we were going to get an appearance of, I don't think he's in the roster this season, of a speedy left winger they had, Prince Owusu. I don't think he's on the squad with them, but he was very dangerous. Would give us fits over the years.
With a name like that, you got to be great at something. That's just too great of a name. He's good at soccer. Good for him.
There you go. The regality of it all. Being the prince. You got to kiss the ring, right? As we are slow rolling this joker, we are deep into minute 79 here. And like you said, Ben, that snail's pace. Rolling here. Kamara's going to be in for the injured Miranda. So he'll slide in, it looks like, on that kind of a defensive midfield role. Here's Guay. Opportunity to run here. He's got Paul on the near side. Sanchez in the middle.
Great
nice
ball.
Ball to Paul in the perimeter. 4 in the box for Tallahassee. It's on the ground. Deflects back to Jennings. That one got a little interesting. Seemed like a slow roll, but Pensacola flipping it back. Goes on frame, so a half chance goes full chance there for Tallahassee.
Yeah, great play, great run there by Guay, and an excellent job to draw the defender out and perfectly, not just time, but place that pass to set up the cross.
Yeah, the weight on that was beautiful and turned into a wild delivery. Guay is a great facilitator. He can also get it in, too. Had a goal. I believe his lone goal this season came in that Sewigans match over at Leon High, which was the first home match here of the season for Tallahassee. Atypically, I think it's for a season in conference game. I believe it was the first time since 2021 that they've played away from the Gene. Lightborn squaring it off here, sliding bodies defensively. Gravel now on the ball inside the box. Danger looming. Pensacola on the front foot, centering ball to Lightborn. It's going to be spilled out. Paul's trying to turn out of danger, but it's going to be scooped back in here by Pensacola. Tried to thread it out here to the near side. Bennett Mitchell giving chase. Connor Perry also coming back. Spuler, last touch by Bocci, and it'll be a Tallahassee throw. Bocci's not going to spill this one out. Goes for the long ball fake and pulls up. And pressing it would probably give Mitchell a yellow here. No ball on that collision.
Yeah,
Mitchell gives the thumbs up. Probably best that B. Mitch is walking away. And first yellow for Bennett Mitchell as the cards continue to fly. I believe unofficially card number 13 of the match here as Bennett gets in the book.
That sounds about right for a rivalry game. 13 cards. Yeah. Unlucky number 13.
Lucky number 13. So free kick for Pensacola, of course, in no rush. We're now 80 plus as we get deep into the action here. Pensacola in control for today's action, but a Tallahassee goal. Just need one to force overtime protocol for the 850 Cup. Headed back here to Braden Paul by way of Bennett Mitchell. Squared off here to Hunter, who's looking to serve. And Elistine has some space to operate. And the youngster tried to put on the Jets on the far side. He's part of a nice Tallahassee young core that's blossoming as they have the second ball coming onto the field. Ciafini's got to get that off while the ref's not looking. Looks like he saw it, but he's just going to let it ride since it's out of play by the time he noticed. Way on out to Ciafini. Paul tracking back, trying to give some passing options. How about the nice little individual run by Ciafini? Mitchell with some service, goes on the ground, deflected back. Elistine able to track back to it. Through ball for Ciafini. Offside flag stays down, but late flag coming up, as they're going to say Ciafini was offside there.
Yeah, the referee let that one play out just in case, but ultimately it was offside.
Just in case. 84th minute here on TSC Live or NSN Live or 93.3 Real Talk Radio, WVFT, Andrew Jew, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett giving you the action here today. 850 Cup finale. Pensacola up 2-0, 83rd minute of action. If current results stand, Pensacola would be alone at the top of the table. They would win the 850 Cup for the 5th consecutive year, and they would essentially control the destiny going down the stretch for the championship of the Eastern Division. Long ball goes over the top here from Elistine back to Paul. 20 yards from goal outside the corner of the 18 back to Mitchell. Now 40 yards from goal, goes all the way back to Hunter, in the back line. Now way back in the center circle to Santiago. 84th minute, Tallahassee building. Marcos the only one on Tallahassee's defensive half. Way, Santiago, a little triangle ball over on the far side here with Jerry. Try to get the long ball cutting across to Mitchell, but it's dug out here by Pensacola. They'll spill it out almost like a hockey clearance, just trying to stage off a power play right now. Has the feel to it for Pensacola. Looks like they're getting in the bunker, and Lakeborn kind of roaming around up there with some pseudo pressure on this Tallahassee back line. Long ball service, a little too tall for Jerry as it goes out of play for a Pensacola throw on the far side. A couple substitutions pending here. It's going to be Big Mo and Aaron Sindhar, 5 and 17 here for Tallahassee. And Young in for Pensacola. So Young, it looks like he's coming in for Gravel, number 14, who started. Sanchez and Mitchell going to take a seat. So Mo, definitely offensive-minded substitution there. Sindhar definitely more of a defensive specialist. So it looks like Sindhar will take the place of where Jerry was over on the right-hand side. They're going to throw Jerry up top. And so it looks like they may be going 3 in the back, though I hope somebody would communicate that to Hunter, make sure he's aware of these changes. Cut back, Paul gets the people going. The Wacola Wonderkind, can Tallahassee produce? And the pass gets picked off here by Pensacola. Long ball over the top. Santiago giving chase. A spill on the far side. Marcos now 25 from goal. Has to be cleaned up by the defense. Sindhar, the new substitute. Open goal here for Pensacola. He missed. Outside of the near post, and Spuler with the shank. A free one here as Tallahassee struggled to deal with that one out of the back. Minute 68. So we stay at 2-0. 1 goal to get back even for the Cup on aggregate. Season series has Pensacola leading 2-1. Spilled on out to Braden Paul. He's now 25 yards from goal. Looks to pivot. A little dream shake. This one gets through here to Guay. Going down the baseline. Centering ball. Had to have it here for Pensacola, and it's spilled for now out of danger.
Yeah, what a super sub Guay has been tonight. He's been a real spark off the bench. You see how Tallahassee's attack has thrived since he stepped on the field.
Long ball going back post. Jennings can't get to it. Last touch by Pensacola will be another Tallahassee corner. So, of course, we got the markings there down the stretch. 850 Cup. Standings there. Pensacola 2-1 on aggregate. It's going to be spilled out to Elistine over on the far side, outside the 18-yard box. Has Ciafini in support, 25-yard service. Had 4 battle lines there, and this is the danger zone. Ciafini, the lone man back, and Marcos on a total island. Jerry getting back to try to offer some support. Cross into the middle. Marcos had to have it. Fantastic save for the Mount St. Mary's man. They'll call offside, so Marcos puts it on the turf to Lightborn, and he'll pinball it back to the Tallahassee goal, but it'll be up over the line.
Excellent save there by Marcos. Ultimately, it was offside, but that was a brave. I mean, you've got a player coming right at you and to dive right in at his feet.
Woo.
Brave, decisive goalkeeping from Marcos.
Had to have it, having another good one against Pensacola. Over on the far side now, Mo, a little bit of possessional spell as he's kind of away, dumps it off to Perry. Long ball going backside. Santiago back at the 6 center and balled away. Looking for Big Mo in the middle, but unable to hook on to the end of that one. Throw in spilling out here at the far side. Ball boys in fantastic position. Marcos is going to take his own throw in here to Hunter. 88th minute. Tallahassee down 2-0 in the game. Pensacola with 10 men. 850 Cup currently getting the nod to Pensacola on the 2-1 aggregate for the double leg series. Long ball to Paul. Great settle, 10 yards out. Way wide in the 18. Centering ball. Jerry, can he make it 3 in a row? It's just over top for the Charleston chipper. And he had the sand wedge out, but he needed more of a 4-iron, as that would have been his closest goal to date. He's been a long-distance man out here. So we have a substitution pending here for Pensacola, whether it be by function or a little gamesmanship. Peñaboo getting ready to come in, number 19 here for Pensacola, minute 89.
Want to give a quick shout out to the ball kids here tonight. It's like we were talking about, a team with a late lead down to 10 men. They're going to want to take their time, but the ball kids are not having it. They are getting the ball back in play.
They say no. No. Maybe that was one thing they learned at camp here this past week, Battle Lions summer camp.
Yeah, when your team is winning, you don't have to get it in all that fast. When your team is losing, get it in quickly.
Gotta go. And so here we are, Ciafini, who's now dropped in, and he's kind of just like a home run hitter.
Kicked his shoe off.
Lost his cleat, so he's just got his socks on that right foot, so he'll probably just square this off. He's like, away, my guy. That's what my haters want me to pass it off, but I'm just going to go off right now as he goes 40 yards from goal. Leaves it for Way. Ciafini's cleat is still 53 yards away from goal over here, just outside that Lincoln Trojan logo. Now overlapping around service from Sinhar, towering to the back post. Santiago can't get it, but luckily Braden Paul's in position, keeps it in play. Looking for some redirect. Now back to Elistine. 20 yards out, twisting effort, rebound, but it's going to hit the football upright. They're going to call this one a goal kick. This one's going to come back, a corner kick. Brutal. Done in there by the football. That would have sent us into overtime protocol, but it will be a Tallahassee corner. That is a correct call off of the football upright. The football upright is out of play. Jennings and Mo now in a scramble here. Referee trying to catch up and understand what's going on. There's a player down for Pensacola in the box. Jennings, the keeper, and Mo getting into it.
Yeah, there was as the ball went out of play, the Tallahassee player went to go grab it, and there was a coming together between him and the Pensacola player. The Pensacola player has gone down, and now both teams are having an intense discussion about the social gathering they're going to have together after the game. I'm sure it'll be very friendly over a pizza.
There you go. They're probably headed down to one of the proud sponsors of the Battle Lions, probably headed down to Proof. Right down Monroe Street. Say, hey, we're going to get 850, maybe a little La La Land, maybe sprinkle in a little Mango Wit.
Yeah, see, that's what they're arguing about. Yeah. They're arguing about which beer is best.
No, 850. No, La La Land. So it looks like the refs need a conference themselves. And Marcos knows the stakes. He's up. So keeper pulled. This is full hockey protocol. Trying to play catch up here. And this has the opportunity to be a wild thread in this Tallahassee, Pensacola tapestry if they're able to weave this one. And it looks like there is a requested conference. Somehow Sindhar is going to be in on this conversation. And he's talking with another one of the defenders. I think it's Hickok over on the far side.
Yeah,
Hickok. 16 Hickok.
Yeah, he was the one that went down as Sindhar went by him.
So corner kick coming from Jerry. It's going to be a right-footed outswinger. Maybe one or two chances here for Tallahassee, but this is the best. Going near post. Pensacola eats this one out. Ellenstein going to try to dump it over into the corner. It's going to initiate a wild protocol. Deflected. Marcos wants to dump it back into the mixer. Perry in the area trying to scoop this one up. It's going to be played out by Pensacola, so Tallahassee throw 20 yards from goal. We're now 3 minutes into stoppage time. No official ruling on how deep we will go. Bouncing centrally, Lightborn, desperation clearance all the way back to Marcos. He's on the offensive half in the center circle. Marcos, long ball, looking for Santiago, spills out to Paul. 5 battle lions in the box. Now 6 battle lions in the box. Going back post in the area. Mo gets ahead to it, but it's right at Jennings, the keeper. Pensacola save, and we have a hold up here as body takes a tumble, and it looks like Hunter's going to get in the book. A push on Hickok. He doesn't really seem to care on that one. So it's Hunter's first yellow card.
And another player, I believe. I can't tell what the number is for
Tallahassee. Sindhar.
Sindhar, yeah.
Book. Yep. So might as well. Hey, get in the game. Get yourself a card. Everybody's getting some.
If you didn't get a yellow card in this game, did you even play?
Yeah, did you? Did you even? So this is once again got to milk a stoppage time. We're still waiting on official ruling, but with the delays and everything, we could easily be 6 minutes on stoppage if they want to play it.
Well, we're already at 94 now.
Yeah.
We could go into the hundreds at this rate.
Typically, we don't see that, but if they want to play it by the stopwatch, it would definitely be within reason. Things getting a little testy down in Tallahassee. The old 3-league throwdown, Tristan's Trophy, the game of games. We saw the cup. Old Glory was back in the house. And if it were to stand as is, it would be headed back down I-10, which would be yet another heartbreak here in this rivalry series from the Tallahassee perspective. But there's still time. Granted, we don't know how much time. Paul tried to center in ball. Mo going to have to travel back and chase this one. Tallahassee will have to be the provocateur here. We'll have to get into some risky challenges and take some risks to get back into the 2-2 aggregate. Step into this one, and it's going to be a foul here, and that is rough living. Gway, here you go. Everybody getting some here, Ben. Like you said, if you don't get the yellow, are you playing?
Yeah, who do we have left that's not on a yellow? We've got
Paul, Mo, but they're both new substitutes. Ciafini, ironically so, and I think that's it. Oh, and Marcos as well.
And then for Pensacola, Miranda, who's now out of the game.
So he doesn't count.
Pachi Pampolini, who came in.
Oh, yeah.
And the goalkeeper. Both goalkeepers not in the book.
Hey, there you go.
Very difficult to get goalkeepers in the book. But
I think Sanchez could get one. Or Jennings, excuse me. I think Jennings could get one if they have a goal kick and he's just wasting time. So I don't think that's off the table. We could finish with all 22 active players on yellow. Or excuse me, 21, granted, given the ejection. And they're looking for just a deflection, and it hits off of Hunter. Will be a corner kick as we are about to get into the 7th minute of stoppage time. Still no ruling on how much we're going to get. No budgets being put out for time. As we have an equalizer, Valdosta draws level with Sawigans. 2-2. And the Azalea City may have their first point of the season. Sinhar pokes free. This is good. Mo Adventurous effort here to Jerry. Centering ball for Perry. It's going to be a one-on-one battle with kickoff. Does Perry still have enough legs in him? Shielding down the near side, and my mistake. That was Pampolini. It'll be a throw-in for Pensacola. But once again, late in the match, Valdosta draws even. Could be a transcendent moment for their franchise as Tallahassee is trying to establish one of their own. Ref says stop walking and throw the ball. Let's go. 8th minute of stoppage time. And Ben, I think we got an opportunity flirting with the hundreds here. Sinhar scoops it centrally. Mo trying to go back to goal, back to Way. He's got Jerry in the area. He's a good one from distance. Back to Elistine. Centering ball. Sinhar! A chop of Jennings. And that's
tempers flaring.
going to be a battle. Here, a collision. Jennings and Sinhar getting a date, and now we got some extracurriculars, and this is where you start to see, as we have a 7-player scrum here, potentially some second yellows, but it looks like the referee's going to let it ride. He's like, if you guys want to fight and waste time, we can do that.
Yeah, I wonder, we might get a second yellow out of this somewhere in here. And, you know, we were just talking about the goalkeepers not getting yellow cards. I didn't see exactly what happened, but Jennings was involved, so he may get in the book here.
Yeah, I think he's safe. That was a collision. Here, both players going for the ball, and somebody's got to eat it. As we go back for it here, so. Oh, maybe it's for a delay. But there you go. Jennings is in the book. So I don't think for the foul, but.
I think for the retaliation.
Yeah.
And the referee is not done yet. He's still got the card out walking towards somebody.
He might give Sinhar one, too, both of them.
He's given one to Hickok, it looks like.
16?
Yeah, I believe it was Hickok. There's a lot of players in there. He probably could have given it to any of them.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's
Santiago,
now giving it to Sindhar.
Sindhar's also got one, and that's going to be
that's his. Yeah, it's Sindhar.
red.
That's his red.
So now we're going to be 10v10
for however much time we have left,
which we do not know. They refuse to tell us. I'm going to take it personally.
2 yellow cards versus Pensacola.
Sindhar straight down the tunnel.
Later, Aaron. And that's Sinhar taking a mosey. So we're 10v10 now. Both teams being shown red here. And this is pretty on brand. Pretty on brand for the boys here. Standard fare. This is the rivalry series. Worth the price of admission always. As we are now into the 11th minute of stoppage time. And, Ben, you got your wish. We're into triple digits here with time on the raw clock. Over the top, Perry. This may be the last chance to dance here for Tallahassee. It falls. Oh, an opportunity there for Big Mo in the box. It slides out off the back of Boateng. Throw in quickly here for Mo. Back service, Jerry, and he topped it, but it's out of play off of Pensacola. So we're now 11 minutes deep in stoppage time. You got to go. Elistine wants to serve. Mo's going to hang out for the short ball, but they're not going to take it. You got somebody open on the back post. It's Santiago, free runner, but it hooks in on the other side of the post. They say nobody touched it. It'll be a Pensacola throw in, and that is all that she wrote. So it's going to be full-time final here at Gene Cox Stadium, and the heartbreak continues. The Elusive One proves to be just that.
And it's not over yet. The action on the soccer action on the field is not the action on the field is not as some words being exchanged between a couple opposing players.
Mm-hmm. As you think it would. There's a lot of love, a lot of frustration, a lot of hate between these two teams, but ultimately when it boils down to it, you look at the scene at lower league, and I think Pensacola is a great partner that we are knotted in with this dance that we're destined to do, it seems, forever. And so once again, Pensacola will win here in Tallahassee. Once again, Tallahassee will go scoreless for the 850 Cup finale. And once again, it's going 5 in a row. Pensacola will take the cup, and we should have the presentation of that shortly.
Cup trophy. All Pensacola players and coaches, please head to midfield at this time. Again, all Pensacola players and coaches, please go to midfield at this time for the presentation of the 850 trophy.
So here we go, Pensacola going to go to midfield, so we should have our commander-in-chief, President Petley, come on out here as we're still diffusing some fires. Coach Villardo's in now. Coach Castrua setting up a DMZ here between the home side and the visiting side.
Might need to make it a little wider.
As we have here, the celebrations coming for Pensacola.
And now your 850, 2025 850 Cup winners, Pensacola FC.
And so here's the trophy presentation. And so, of course, board member Casey Domack, hesitantly so, awarding the trophy here to Pensacola. And the celebration number 5 for Pensacola, your 850 Cup champions. And so the chants here from the First City,
Let's give a round of
as
applause
they
for
deservedly so. Once again, 5 in a row, and it's the game of games. It's the dream catcher for some. Ben, the Big Kahuna, the now 3 league throwdown. The time zone tussle, which I like, Ben. That's a recent one. Capital City Quarrel, the 4-syllable fray, the impacted molar. Of course, going back to the expeditioners of Tristan, one of the original discoverers of Pensacola, Tristan's trophy. A lot of names for the big one here, but it continues to be the elusive one here for Tallahassee SC. Is for, once again, as we saw here by the graphic, you add 2025 to the trophy case. And we continue to skate on here, destined to do this forever. It feels like Groundhog's Day. Every year, it's a 2-goal to 3-goal advantage here for Pensacola. You go back to the goal fest of 2021 with the 4-2, or you go to the heartbreaker with the PK late to go 3-0 last year, the player getting ejected, and it's just another one for the books, and I think grows the allure even more here for the A50 Cup. And this is what makes it beautiful, right? And this is what lower league's all about, and this is the chase, right? So both of these teams, you know, I think it's safe to say that neither of these squads are going to be flirting with open cup situations, right? So when you think about what are the higher stakes for your squad, where is the win, so to speak? It's right here, baby. It's the 850 Cup. And this is the big thing here, and it looks like there's some medals being handed out here. That must be a new installment. And the players, I don't know that the players knew about the medals. So that's coming to a surprise for some. But maybe they're going medals for first and second place here. And I'm okay with this as a commemoration here of the rivalry series. You got a first and second place. Granted, I mean, it is what it is, but it kind of sucks to be taking home second place. But, you know, you got a little hardware, 850 Cup action. And both teams I see, we can see what we have here today. The respect being given both ways. They hung around for the celebration. We saw the hate, the vigor on field, right? But I think in large part there's a lot of respect. And like we talked about it, I think Pensacola does a lot of things right And that's one of the reasons why they came over to the League for Clubs here, leaving the old league that we were both a part of. And since Tallahassee's inception, Pensacola has been right there every step of the way. The 3-league throwdown, not a joke. We've now been to 3 leagues together, never being apart. Like we said, destined to do this forever. And Pensacola and Tallahassee, I think, forever entrenched. But Pensacola, definitely the big brother here when it comes to the A50 Cup trophy as they pass around the medals. And I think part of it is they want to see the coronation here for the visitors. I think they want to see their returning players kind of sear this into their mind. So I think there's a little game beyond the game here, as there always is. We can see these being stowed out, but it looks like we have a final, I believe, from Valdosta. It looks like Sawegan's, like a thief in the night, stole glory here from Valdosta, and I believe unofficially is the 3-2 final, which is a heartbreaker for the first-year franchise, which would have been their first point of the season, but it looks like they'll have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, they'll have to wait at least until the 21st of June when they take on the, appropriately enough, PFC Academy. And Miss Valdosta still looks for their first point of the year, but good showing from them. You know, going down 2 goals, but getting yourself back in the game. You know, good for Valdosta. I'm sure that point, maybe even a win, is soon in their future.
There you go. So, of course, we've lost our radio audience here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio, WVFT. But for those of you still with us here, this is the coronation ceremony for the visitors, getting their awards of the 850 Cup Championship. So a 2-0 victory will give Pensacola an advantage. Tallahassee still with the game in hand. So these teams have split. Both away teams have won. So there's still an opportunity for Tallahassee to get through on head-to-head or goal differential as head coach Dean Logan gets his, and we called him the Enigma, the wind talker. He's got the uncrackable code. Once again, undefeated Dean at the Gene as they lift the cup once again. Of course, he's played 5 times. He's got 13 points, and the average points per match is going up. And he continues to be the mastermind, the puppet master here, pulling the strings, just the right strings. This time, he went a little out of character. He got a little heat. He got himself a yellow card, but was the motivation here to help fuel Pensacola on forward. Ben, I know we've been doing a lot of talking. Well, I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking here, trying to capture the moment for the people of what we have going on here. And just because we lost, I mean, we can't just, like, take our ball and go home, right? So this is what we have, and, you know, we want to respect the game when we come up a little short because, you know, we're going to throw down when we're going to win this thing, Ben. I thought about bringing some champagne this year. I'm glad I didn't because that would be a little awkward conversation if I got pulled over on the way home tonight, but that's for another time. Ben, any closing thoughts for us here tonight?
Yeah, just to kind of recap, you know, Tallahassee started strong within Pensacola. Bocce got that 9th-minute goal off a corner. Unfortunate deflection off the back of Marcos. But Tallahassee, you know, didn't get despondent. They stayed in the game. It was a good fight all throughout the half. There were some good opportunities. A one-on-one with the keeper. Shot goes wide. And there were a couple opportunities taking some shots when maybe the pass was on, and then some good shots that just ultimately never quite got the final article together for Tallahassee. And then coming into the second half, you know, a long ball over the top from Pensacola. Yagi pounces on it. A little bit of confusion in the back line, and Pensacola capitalizes. But again, even down 2-0, Tallahassee stuck with it. You know, of course, they had in the back of their mind, oh, if we can just get one, we can force penalties for the 850 Cup. Pensacola, to their credit, didn't truly bunker in until the end. Obviously, you know, some gamesmanship, want to take as much time as you can, which fair play. Every team will go and do that. And it ultimately worked out for them. You know, great defensive effort, clean sheet for their goalkeeper and their back line. Full credit to Pensacola for that. And how can we not talk about all the cards? It was a yellow card fest out there, and not just that, 2 red cards, a real spiky affair that you love to see from a rivalry game. But then, of course, once it ended, great shows of sportsmanship from both teams staying out to applaud each other as each received their medals. And Pensacola, congratulations to them, 2025 850 Cup champions.
Right, and that's the thing. A lot of these players are going to see each other some more here, and they'll be back next year. Like a lot of these local guys, you'll probably see Paul again. You'll probably see Beamish again. We'll probably see Lightbourne again. We'll probably see Machado again. The same cast of characters. Hopefully, we still got JDC. They're probably going to have Coach Dean again. We keep doing the same thing. So they're going to be around. But it makes the chase. You just want it so much more now.
That champagne will taste even better.
Man, yeah, you thought last year was the year, and then you thought, okay, we did it there. Why can't we finish the job? Okay, is this year the year? No. But now I'm thinking, Ben. Now I'm thinking, you know what year it is?
Next year.
Next year. I'm thinking it's 26.
Next year's the year.
There we go. Onward. Of course, we didn't have the opportunity to play it at the top end. There was a really cool hype video that we dug up from the archives. Josh Lindbergh did a couple years ago. So I think a fitting end, and I just kind of want to play that. And that'll be all we wrote. Seth, thank you for coming aboard. Enjoy the rest of your week. And stay tuned. Tallahassee hitting the road to Sowegans here this weekend. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett. Have a great rest of your week.
In sports, there's always big stakes. It can bring the feeling of happiness, or it can bring the feeling of disappointment. But moments like these help define who we are. Every day, training to get better, getting everything down to perfection. The roar of the crowd and the weight of expectation, every save that has been made and every goal that has been scored. It's these moments that bring us together. These moments are what this game is all about.
I will stand up. I will not fall. I will stay strong. I'm never giving up faith. I will go all the way. This will be the day.
Lands on the grass.
We're built on mistakes. Those mistakes are what make us